Avatar: The Last Airbender live action adaptation. I do hope that in this episode, the third episode, I do hope that Toph, they got to introduce Toph because I really want to see her. She's one of my favorite characters from the animated series, so I do hope that she's in this episode. Let's watch the episode.
If she can summon the courage, so must we all.
This is not gonna end well for them.
Must die tonight!
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, this is going to fail miserably. They're all gonna die. And what hope do they have? This is not gonna end well. I'm calling it right now. What are they thinking? Don't do it. The Fire Lord was like Fire Lord. That name is already terrifying. What are you thinking? He's not even there. And that girl has betrayed them.
There is no way out. But you must have known this was a one-way journey.
Yeah.
Or did you expect my men to just lay down their arms after you slaughtered their Fire Lord?
We expected that all decent Fire Nation citizens would have welcomed being freed from your tyranny.
Then, we in the Fire Nation have always prided ourselves on our resourcefulness.
I knew she was gonna betray them. I didn't want to hear the name Avatar. He didn't want to hear that.
The one who will restore balance to the world. Can you believe they think the Avatar has returned?
Leave us.
He has returned. They don't believe. They know he's returned.
A message from one of my commanders in the Southern Seas. No one of any importance. What he had to report, however.
Really?
She doesn't really look like, this, but never mind. It doesn't matter. Please introduce stuff in this episode. We really need to see.
The water whip. Arms, weight shift, wrist snap. Okay.
She is driven by anger.
Wow.
That was something. That was something.
I should never be a teacher. The monks always said I never listened. I think that's what they said. I never listened.
Yeah, you never listened.
For us to get to the Northern Water Tribe, right? That's right.
We've got the best bending masters in the world.
I might even listen to them.
Okay, it's time to go. We shouldn't stay in.
Scientist builders, plus food there is amazing.
Yeah, now it's about time. There are two people I'm interested in seeing this place, and I hope we see them.
What did I tell you before?
They don't take kindly to outsiders in Omashu.
What makes you think we're outsiders?
You look like outsiders.
No reason.
Wait. We're new.
Sorry. Let's add that at the turnip sack. Sure you can make that look good too.
Sucker's not gonna like this. Of course, they're gonna be a little bit more protective than his sister was.
Try as they might, firebenders haven't been able to take it yet. That's why they're so careful here.
So how do you know we're not a threat?
Just the feeling.
Oh, wow. Hold there.
Exactly, nice.
You'll really stick it to the firebenders. Make them pay.
You can make that promise. I don't really do much of a revenge, I just want peace.
For cleaning under your toenails. It can get bloody.
Hugo may be banished, but he's out there exploring the world. If I were him, I wouldn't want to come back.
Yup, you really like this series.
Do once is to make it back here and take away everything I've worked for.
Technically, he is first in line to be Fire Lord.
She doesn't want to hear that.
Deserves to be.
He doesn't. But now he has hope.
Which I'm gonna take it away from him.
And that's dangerous.
So, what can you do about it? You're here. He's out there.
There are always ways to get in the game. If you know which pieces to play.
The Avatar has returned. My mother told me stories of the Avatar and how he'd return one day. Dad, do you remember her stories?
What I remember.
I do believe that he is actually, one of the people who are spies of the Fire Nation.
But it is how we'll survive.
You pretend like you don't care what's going on out there, but I know you hate the Fire Nation as much as I do.
Unless he's working with them.
If not to help our army. Like this.
That's just an experiment. I can't even get the damn thing to work.
Look, I'm not here to cause any trouble.
We won't be able to help you.
The prince and I will be fine. We know what it means to be on our own.
Of course, we've been on our own for most of 3 years, so don't worry, we can handle ourselves.
Fire Nation spies.
But that means
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Come on. You can call me Jet.
Didn't in the series betray Katara? If I remember that correctly, I think he did betray Katara, so I hope this is not the time that he does it. She doesn't know how to use water yet. Didn't he have a team in the animated series? I thought he does have a team.
Oh yeah. I brought friends too.
Hey, buddy!
I think we know who it is.
If
If you mix tin
think
carbon
it
with
was the
salt water
king.
and then boil it down, you get this blasting jelly. A few jars could blow half the neighborhood sky high.
No, so no, never mind. I thought it was something the king could drink, but no, it's not.
The firebenders weren't behind the explosion.
My mother was a fighter in our family.
We need that water to drink some tea, but okay, cool. You can now paint. That's good.
We don't have to be afraid of our pain. We just need...
So it wasn't the firebenders behind the explosion? It was...
You're not gonna believe this. I know who's behind the bombings.
We know who it is.
The bad guy, Sai, is.
Are you kidding me? Sai's done nothing but help us. Well, Jet's a con artist who lied to our...
They might be both involved.
Because he couldn't. He's fighting the firebenders and he has to protect himself. You don't know what he's already...
As long as it helps you.
This is just like you. Never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like...
It's fun that they're all right.
Where are you going?
To prove you're a jerk.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't need proof of that.
So, what does that mean? So you agree that you're a jerk?
Oh!
Would you like to try one of
Not right now.
Oh no. And also Prince.
Are you hurt? No. No harm done. Okay, no harm done.
Oh, they squeezed up the... Oh no. That's a bomb in there.
You're going to blow him up?
Not just him. He's got an audience with the king. This is our chance to burn out. That's the price of freedom.
So what's the meaning of freedom fighters if
Kitara!
you're gonna kill up people who are no?
You were right. Shut up and gloat later. Right now, we need to stop Sai. Jet planted a bomb on him.
What's the fastest way to the palace?
It's at the highest point in the city.
Remember me?
This guy? Again?
Go. Get to the palace and stop Sai.
The water was gonna strike, obviously. Why are you eating a child? Why are you eating a child?
Ready? 1, 2, 3!
Yeah, this was dangerous. I'm sorry, dude. The last time it was, it just spewed around the ground, but this time it got bent.
Oh no.
Is he gonna leave? Yeah, he's gonna leave, you know. Thought he was gonna like, you know what, I'm not gonna leave, but seems like it's, yeah, he left. I was just filming out the fire. Why am I arrested? And why did he end here? Seriously. Oh, that was indeed episode 3. And you know what? I feel like each and every episode that I watch, I like it even more. I like the series even more. You know, each and every episode, there's always something new that I feel like, okay, I'm interested in watching this, or I'm interested in watching this, but I like it, I like it. And this one, I sort of had an idea what it was gonna be about. I thought they were gonna go to the northern, island the way they were heading, but when they go to Omashu, there were some people I expected to see. I mean, I've been saying it the entire episode, but we didn't get to see them. We not even any one of them. But I'm expecting the next episode to see them, because obviously this time the avatars got captured. So obviously the next person he's gonna see after that is an old friend of him, which I don't know if they change that. Unless if they change that, it's gonna be an old friend of him, which is actually one of the best benders, benders in the series. I don't know about the series, but it was one of the best benders. So I'm expecting to see him with him, because he's, unless he was the king, right? I don't know if they changed things up, but if they did, I would really be mad and disappointed, because obviously it was one of the crucial part about learning about the earth bending. But the most person who have told him about the earth bending was obviously tough. So I'm expecting to see in the next episode too. But I just hope that we see both of them in the next episode. They play a huge part in Aang's part 2 and learning about everything that is to learn when it comes to the fighting and the earth bending and all that. So I'm expecting to see them in the next episode, which I can't really wait to watch. But so in this episode, I was disappointed in the fact that I did not get to see them. But it's just an overall episode. I do like it. I do feel like it's a great episode, considering that it does introduce some people who were very important to Katara's relationship, betrayal and all that. So I do feel like that part is very important. I don't know if you're gonna see them in the next season. Obviously, if there's gonna be season 2 and season 3, just like the animated series, then there needs to be in the next season. This time actually doing the right thing instead of just blowing up people and killing innocent people's lives. So I do hope that in the next season we'll see them. But I don't think this is the last time that we're gonna see them. But if it is the last time we're gonna see them in this season, I'm not really mad. I'm not even. It's okay. Like where they left off with, it's not like a bad place where they left off with. Now nobody died. The freedom fighters. Qatar did manage to stop the war arrow that was on fire and all that. So I'm glad that happened. But I do hope that we do get in overall an arc where they kind of change into actually real freedom fighters, instead of just people call themselves freedom fighters, but they actually do kill innocent people's lives for the purpose of saying, well, in battle people lose their life. Yes, in battle which everyone is agreed on. Those people, because they have registered that whatever happens to me, I'm fighting for the benefit of the future and all that. But instead of these people that are they are not aware of what is happening. Just imagine, this is how majority of people are gonna lose their parents, their children, and all that, and it's gonna be because of the people that have said that we want to protect your future. We want to protect you. We want to change all that. So who are you really? Are you really freedom fighters or what? So I just feel like they need a redemption story. In the next season or this season, I feel like it's already a lot of things that the series needs to do, which is introduce a lot of characters. And I feel like so far they've been doing very well. I consider that it's only just been 3 episodes. Why am I saying season? 3 episodes. So I'm really interested in how they're gonna do it. Then as for the other thing, Prince Zuko, we also got introduction to Princess Azula in this episode. Well, one of the things that the first thing that came into my mind was like, I wish it doesn't really look like in the series. But then again, this series is an animated series. So what am I expecting? Like, what am I expecting? You know, there's such a there's such thing when it comes to live action and the adaptation of series, like this one for example. You gotta when you're casting your people, let's say for example the Firelord Ozai, there's gotta have the certain distinction on their faces or how they look. They've gotta have to something that is related to the series, whether it is the beard type, the way it is grown out, and the way they wear their stuff, that it has to be similar. But when it comes to based on how they look, yes, you have to try to cast better, when based on how they look. You have to cast somebody who's also closer to that. So yeah, I do get it, why in my mind the first thing that came into my mind was like, I feel like she should be tall, I feel like this should be like this. But then again, there isn't really much of a difference, when it comes to, if you just rule out, about them being tall and all that. But if she is taller than that, she's also will be like nearly tall as a father, which is, he needs to be taller than all of them. So yeah, I'm fine with it. I was like, Rob, this is exactly when people say, the people with what the series are being just painted, they're looking at a lot of things, they just too much judgment, too much judgment. And I feel like that was me in the moment. Like that's me in the moment when I saw Azula. I was like, I'm being too much judgment. As long as she plays how the girl used to play in the animated series, I'm fine with it. Her attitude, that, I'm fine. As for Zuko, he's just doing exactly what Zuko does. So I feel like also Zuko in this episode, how they kind of ended it, with his grandpa getting captured, that, and also the other get captured, but we'll talk about that later. I feel like, this time, it's either this is the party where they kind of set him on his own, and then he started to go around in Virginia by himself, that, or he is gonna go to that Firelord or the commander that he was working with, which, to be honest, is not the commander is just betraying him all the time. Since he came to work with him, they just been betrayed all the time. Or he's gonna go there and he's gonna get betrayed again, because obviously he has received that note from Azula and all that. So I feel like, I do remember in the animated series, if I'm remembering that correctly, there was an episode where he actually got to fight the Firelord, the commander. Then I feel like he lost, but because his grandpa was there, kind of helped him out. If I'm remembering that correctly, but I do remember that there was an episode where he did fight the commander, and he actually did lose, right? We'll see if this is the time that he's gonna lose. Well, that is gonna set a lot of things, because I think then he was gonna be alone. So there's a lot of things that are right now in my mind, like what is Zuko gonna do, and also what is Avatar gonna do after he got captured. There's a lot of things that are going all around in my mind, and I do hope they do get answered in the next episode. But obviously they are not gonna get answered in the next episode, because I do believe in the last episode. I'm saying I do believe a lot here, but I do believe that in the last episode I did say something about them getting to the northern island, then him turning to this giant water monster and fighting whatever he needs to fight. So yeah, that did not happen in this episode. So they did something different, and I'm not really mad about what they did. The difference, that I'm just, it's not what I was expecting. I guess that's the best way to say it. It's not really what I was expecting to see, and I'm not mad, like I said, but I wish sometimes what I say or what I believe is gonna happen actually to get to happen, because I wanna be right sometimes, I wanna be right. But at least the series so far, from what I've seen, I'm happy. The adaptation is not bad. It's not bad. You can hardly tell the difference, well, I mean, it's an animated, this is live action, that's the big difference. But I do hope they just keep to the core, and I do remember that one of the major things, not major things, one of the things that I heard, it's actually huge, but still, was that the people who actually wrote in the animated series kind of like quit on working on this live action adaptation, because they thought a lot of things were being changed, which, to be honest, there are a lot of things so far when it comes to characters, especially Sokka's character. They did change a lot of him, and the majority of the time we're just seeing him. There isn't really much of him. there isn't really much of that story, but it's not he hasn't been changed to the extent where he's unwatchable, where he's just a comedic part of the series. Like they tend him to just be a comedic part of the series, but then they just rub off his whole entire storyline. They didn't do that, so I'm not really mad about him. But one of the major thing about him was also being a comedic, but he was the one when the whole characters usually were funny in the animated series, because the series was made for children, but it also had this core that even adults can actually watch it and understand it and enjoy it. So Saka was one of the main part of the people who were actually funny, because he doesn't have any bending powers, so he had to have somewhat of a something that instead of, if you are not talking about how he is rude to other people, especially girls, he will be saying something stupid or something funny. So I feel like in this series they kind of undermine that, or maybe they just did it because of time and all that. But yeah, I do get it if they're doing that, because that season, the entire first season was like 20 episodes long, so they did have a story, like not a story, but a lot of time to actually do a lot of things there and just do whatever they needed to do, make sure Saka is fun and all that. But in this series they don't really have much of a freedom or time to do that, so I do get why they didn't turn Saka into this comedic person. Or I'm still on the fence when it comes to how they changed his character. But as for the rest, I do feel like the rest of the characters, they are still kind of the same. Aang is very much the same, so we're gonna see how the series ends. Right now I'm the 3rd episode, so I'm gonna watch until I finish up to the 8th episode and see what is gonna happen. And the sad part about this is that we have to wait another year or two to see the second season. Netflix. I get it, they do try to do their best when it comes to VFX and all that. So because of that, they're gonna have to spend a lot of time in making it perfect and make sure the story is also good and all that. So I do get it, but still, 2 years just waiting for 8 episodes. Guys, if you like my reaction, make sure that you deliver, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.